And we are live. That's amazing. Hello, everyone. I hope you are all enjoying Build. We have a very special session today. I'm going to go with details later, but let me introduce myself. My name is Bruno Capuano. I'm a cloud advocate at the Toronto Reactor. Today I'm here in my office. It's all painted blue. I have a black t-shirt and a white Latin person in my 40s. And I am super happy today because I have Shafina and Vivek with me. And we are going to talk a little about, let me switch to the speakers. We are going to talk a little about how low code and no code solutions are changing the way that we are working all together. In the speaker list, I am going to invite them to introduce themselves, but before we go there, we also have invited Ashraf. We have some technical issues. He's not, sadly, he's not here with us, but he's in the chat. So if he shares something, I will be happy to share it with you. So, hey, before moving forward, let me invite Safina. Do you want to introduce yourself, please?
Great, thank you so much. I am so excited to be here. So thank you for that introduction, Bruno. My name is Shafina. I am a manager in the modern workplace practice at BDO Lixar, so based out of Canada. And essentially what I do is I work with organizations, enterprise organizations in Canada to help them transform the way they work, modernize their workplaces. And I really focus on the end user adoption and the employee experience of our solutions. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Shafina. And I'm sorry about the accent. I cannot say the Shafina like you say it. It gets very Latin, Shafina. But hey, I will practice, I will get there. And hey, Vivek, can you introduce yourself, please? Just in case, Vivek, you are on mute.
Sorry about that. So my name is Vivek Patel. I run a Power Platform user group in Toronto here. Been active in Power Platform area from 2015 onwards. I enjoy sharing knowledge. We have a user group which is very active and all. And I'm also Microsoft Data Platform MVP. So, and I have a business that I run on mainly Power Platform application. That's all.
Super cool, super cool. So that's amazing. And hey, we have prepared a couple of questions today to talk about you. We are also taking a look at the question in the chat. So if you have any question, if you want to ask something for us, we will be happy to share. Remember, our idea today is to talk about the experience of low code, no code. I know that we just presented the Power Pages. We are not going to talk about the Power Pages. It seems to be a super cool technology, but we are going to save that one for the post-build event. It's super new, so I really don't know what to say there. But in the list of questions that we have, the first one is...
So, sorry, yes, Bruno, do you want me to introduce Ashraf as well because he's not able to join just very quickly?
Oh, yes. So sorry. That's a good idea. If you can introduce Ashraf, even if he's not here. Yes, please go on.
So Ashraf is a data platform MVP. He's also working at City of Toronto as a BI specialist. And he has written a 2 book, which is related to AI and all. And he's also co-organizer for our user group. So he's an amazing person. I don't know, he's not able to join, but I would like to introduce him. So thank you so much. That's all.
Yes, and again, so thanks a lot, Vivek. He couldn't make it, but it's nice to have him here virtually and supporting us. So going back to the set of questions, and again, if you have a question, feel free to add the question in the chat. We are going to take a look at the chat and try to share our responses there. Also, the first question that we have, and I am going to take this, is what kind of business is Power Apps intended for? And the idea here is that what I've learned in my consulting days is that, hey, it applies in a lot of scenarios. You can do amazing stuff. we've seen seems very small applications where 2 or 3 people can connect together and share location in real time because you have your Power App application running in your phone, or the Flow Power Automate, go old school with Flow in your phone, until very big solution. I was part of a company where we have before Viva, we have our learning platform all created and managed with Power Apps. And it was great. It was amazing. And what I really like about this is that, independing on the business, the low-code, no-code approach allows us to have a very quickly speed in prototyping, so we can really fast do some validation about, hey, this is a good idea, that this makes sense, it's not make sense. You can move forward from this prototyping to a real test. And also it's super, super useful. Once you are there, hey, you have all of the power of the full Power Platform from Office there. So you are going to be able to avoid single sign-on issues. You are going to have full integration with Office and external platform in a very seamless way. So what kind of business? Hey, I know it's maybe I'm going to play my non-English speaker card here, but any business probably is a better way to describe this, but you can do any kind of stuff there. The problem, it's not the problem, the challenge that you face there is that, hey, because it's so easy and you can really, really be fast starting this application, there is a moment that you're probably going to need to have some government on top of that. You're going to need to see how you're going to manage this application, how your users are going to create this application, and who is going to be in charge, how you're going to do this. So this brings us to the second question that we have here, which is basically, how do I govern the use of low-code, no-code solutions? I know that you, Vivek, have a point of view that you want to share with us around government. You are on mute again, Vivek, sorry.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah, so normally, like I have implemented so many Power Platform application, particularly Power App application, which is low-code, no-code solution. When I talk about governance, actually, it's very less importance is given to governance than creating applications. And I always try to teach customer saying that, your data, right? Data protection side and all. It is very critical, the security of the data. Application can be created, low code, no code solution created. But if it is built from bottom up, then it is a more advantage for the business because, nowadays a lot of cyber attack and everything happening. So what I say normally to the customer is to govern your data. Like you have amazing option by Microsoft, like Dataverse now is available. You can integrate any application data into Dataverse, and then you can consume that using Power App. And you can embed within your different application, whether it is Dynamic 365 or any other application. So I always try to advise customer, and I'm very sorry to say, but not a lot of customers take that data security very seriously. Uh, I have seen some issues related to data security in recent near like only last 2-3 months, like big companies in US that were breached because of some security issues. So what I tell is governance is not only the application is critical, but the governance is also very critical. Understand your data structure, understand your policies, what constraints you have on table, what policy queries you have. You need to monitor that. What are the primary tables which are blocked or which are constrained? Context of the information that you are creating app on. Uh, Normally, those are some of the points that are overlooked when you are creating application, like application context is on safety side. You don't need other data. So always I advise that creating application is very easy. It is low code, no code solution. Whether it is for simple application which you are creating for your safety application or just simple checklist, or it is very complex, which involves multiple data table and you are accessing those. Thus, what I advise is security and governance is very critical. Monitor, 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 and also checkpoints on different data access point. Involve your like executives in creating that policy even before you start using data platform. Make sure that you have backing from them and you create a hybrid culture. At the same time, you create the control culture.
That's amazing. Thanks, Vivek. And yes, we talk about governance and we didn't have anyone around security, but it's super important. So really, really appreciate that you are sharing your point of view there, and also add the remark of security is also a key topic here. I am going to move to Safina. One of the questions that we have to talk with you is, and I'm really looking forward to see your view here, is that how do you think that the Power Platform facilitates this remote work and collaboration? And this is also super important because in the last 2 years, everybody knows why, we switched to this remote and work. So what is your point of view here? How do you view this low-code, no solution are helping us to in these remote collaboration scenarios?
Yeah, thank you for that. Definitely a really exciting topic because now we have the opportunity to connect the business and connect our developers, whether they're citizen developers or pro developers, whoever you are. And really what we try to do now is to understand how the two work together. So how can we actually create these business applications that are providing value to the business, but also driving insights and valuable data so that organizations can actually make better decisions real time. So there's a level of AI and automation that goes into when you're creating certain applications, leveraging the Power Platform. But the benefit truly comes when you're able to surface this data, create insights, and immediately respond to things in a collaborative manner. So the way that I currently leverage these opportunities with my clients is allowing the opportunity for Power Apps or virtual agents to be displayed within Microsoft Teams. So having access to connected databases through your apps, allowing yourself to access knowledge through your virtual agents, but now also having the ability to communicate and collaborate with your employees. So you've just added another level of productivity, not just having access to information in your one-stop shop in Microsoft Teams, but also having the ability to communicate and collaborate. But generally, there's 3 levels that I like to help users understand when you're thinking about a strategy to roll out the Power Platform. The first collaboration strategy is understanding how will your team work together. So how does your immediate team work together and what are their needs around collaborating when you're displaying a Power App or anything from the Power Platform? The second thing is, okay, how does our organization communicate and collaborate together and service our customers? So understanding the collaboration needs from that perspective. And then how do we actually drive and innovate real time and service our customers and our employees in real time? So those are kind of the 3 levels of collaboration that I like to touch on. But I'm going to stop there. Bruno, did you have any questions or should I continue?
No, please continue.
Okay, so the other thing I do want to actually bring into the mix is the Microsoft Viva product offering. A lot of organizations are not connecting the dots between Viva and the Power Platform, but really leveraging the Power Platform in Microsoft Viva is where you're going to see an actual benefit where your employee experience is enhanced and your customer experience is enhanced. So I've worked with a lot of organizations over the last 6 months who are now trying to figure out their strategy in terms of how to leverage the 2 platforms together. So really driving the notion of adaptive cards and bringing those at the forefront of employees. So whether it's real simple forms, polls, booking options, creating a hub for forms, leveraging Power Apps, redesigning all your forms in your organization as Power Apps, and bringing those to the forefront of users, leveraging Viva in Microsoft Teams is now just an added benefit. So really bringing everything together and understanding the entire strategy comes into play here with your employees at top of mind. So ensuring that they have access to the information, but also they can then collaborate and evolve and be productive is really what your ultimate goal should be. So that's a little bit about, how Power Platform facilitates work and collaboration. I've got, specific examples that I can go into, but I know we're a little limited on time. So perhaps we can go on to the next question and we can come back to that after.
Sure. So there are a couple of questions in the chat. Thanks for asking. I just answered one around a multilingual application. We have some experience creating one using a component. It's not the best experience ever, and you need to basically code a little. You enter into the low code area there. So thanks about that. I'll probably ask you if you, Vivek or Shafina, have some experience creating multilingual applications.
I can start.
Okay.
So in terms of creating multilingual applications, nothing directly multilingual apps, just multilingual information displayed in SharePoint. So leveraging SharePoint's multilingual capability is something that we've worked heavily on, but not directly within the app. But we do leverage a lot of translation services as bots to provide that information. So that's the extent of my experience.
That's cool, thanks. And I see also another question that I think I know that Vivek has a point of view here. I know I have one, but Anonymous asks, what do you think about Power Apps for pro developers, for professional developers? There is a big trend around citizen development, fusion teams, but there seems to be a pushback from the professional developers to start to do this kind of stuff because they are so used. And when I say they are, I am, because I am a developer mostly, so used to monolithic application or what we are doing today. What is your experience there? Do you see that the developers, the old school developers, the professional one, are open to try this new set of technologies, or do you see this pushback for this?
So I would say, like when you are defining your strategy, when you are implementing Power Platform, I don't always go for hardcore IT driven application and all. It is always good to have a hybrid approach. So you have something for the citizen developers as well as something for heroes, want to be heroes, right? Using low code, no code solution. So the strategy normally I use is, have the new people who want to get into Power Platform design their application. You never know. Those application doesn't go to enterprise application, but those are maybe department driven, right? It's not, it is limited to department. But what if I have 100 departments? And if that is popular in one area, I can use that in my 100 department, then it becomes enterprise application. So I normally go for hybrid approach, let the new developer design their app, and maybe if it is useful to organization as an enterprise level, make that as an enterprise application using the pro developer, right? Make sure that all security, everything is corrected. So I normally go for hybrid approach in terms of implementing Power App or Power Platform solution, whether it is Power BI, Power App, any other Power application.
Thanks,
because
Vivek. Yes.
Because very quickly, if I tell, there is so much knowledge within your company. People are trying to be innovating, like they want to be innovative, they want to explore new ideas, and you don't know the good idea comes from where, right? So you don't want to limit those silos application that are created, but you want to monitor and maybe promote using your pro developer. That's what I will say.
Thanks. And that's a very good point of view. And I like what you just mentioned. You don't know where the next great idea is going to come, where it's going to be. And a platform like this opens basically level the scale so everybody can make a test on that idea. There is also a very good question here. I don't know if any one of you want to tackle this. It's from Jorge, and he said that Microsoft 365 with Power Apps is a great tool, but still far from a custom apps. Yes, makes sense. And the question is, do we think that in the future, the combination of Microsoft 365 and Power Apps will get to the level of custom apps, or because of due to the governance, or there is something that we are not going to expect? I know that's a tricky question because a custom app can be anything. I don't know if we are going to see someone creating the next TikTok, which is an app, in custom app. But here I love to mention that I have a friend from Spain. He's an MVP, and when he's talking, he's also in the BSAPs world. And when he's doing his session around custom app, he always makes these jokes. He said, "Oh my God, I just got a notification from Twitter." So he switched screens and he opened Twitter and started replying Twitter. And at some moment he said, "You know what? What you are seeing right now is not Twitter. This is a custom app with the look and feel at Twitter, with basically the same animation that you have when you have a need." So he created experience very similar to the Twitter web page using Power Apps. And I love it because it's a silly idea, it's a silly demo, but it gives us the sense of how far we can get. So I don't know if we are going to get to the point that we have custom apps, but I know that the possibilities that we have today are amazing. We can do crazy things. And I know it's easy to drag and drop a table, have a list, do the standard ABC, add a new item, but we can do much more. And I really like that possibility. So I don't know if any of you have an opinion here about this question.
Yes, I can go for it. Like I can take a bite at it first, and then Safina can continue. But when you talk about custom app, the connectors, the data ingestion is a main thing, right? And with the Power Platform, you have so many connectors which are inbuilt, like Twitter and what you are talking about. And also you can create your own custom connectors if you have APIs and all. So the application ingestion of data is like limitless. It is up to you. You can create a custom connectors. And when it comes to creating custom application, so connection is done, creating custom application, if you are using Canvas app, your possibilities are limitless, right? Yeah, if you are creating model-driven app and all, there are some restrictions. But if you're creating Canvas app, possibilities are unlimited. Like it will blow your mind once you get into creating Canvas app, because there are so many good MVPs. They give me nightmares every day because there is a new video showing something new. But possibilities are unlimited when you're creating Canvas app. So I don't think there is a restriction on that, and I have never seen any restriction as of now with the Canvas app. So that's what I can say. It's just how you imagine your app and just do it. Safina?
Yeah, thank you. I think I definitely echo what Vivek mentioned. Based on the organizations that I've worked with, a lot of times, the default is custom apps, but the minute you start to dig into the requirements, understand the flow of data, it's really easy to identify that Power Apps and the Power Platform together combined is really powerful the way that it is. It does take a little bit of effort in terms of architecting and a new way of thinking, but I do feel like the majority of requirements can be satisfied with the Power Platform. Now, there are the oddball situations where custom apps have very specific requirements, and I based on the trajectory that Microsoft is on with the Power Platform, it will be in parity with custom apps at some point in time. When? I don't know, but I'm sure Microsoft will continue to work towards it.
And I would like to add one point, like with the Dataverse, right? So if you are not able to connect directly with your source application, with the Dataverse, now you are able to replicate that data set and create a Power App on top of that, which is synced to your original data. So, there are different possibility which is now opened up with the Dataverse integration with other application.
Great, great. And hey, thanks for sharing your point of view. It's kind of amazing. Another question that we have here, and sadly this one is for Ashraf, but I promise that I'm going to bring Ashraf to the reactor, to the Toronto reactor. We're going to talk about this. Martin is asking if right now the use of charts in Power App is very weak. Do we have any ideas to have better charts with Power BI on the context of the Power App data? And hey, I know that this is Ashraf main. He rocks that scenario. So I promise that in the future you can take a look here at the reactor and the Microsoft Canada developer Twitter account. Please follow us for more news around this. And hey, we have 3 more minutes or less. I don't know if you have some final thoughts about how you've seen this, how this was changing, how this is really impacting. I'm going to be very, very quick, 20 seconds. 3 years ago, this was fun. This was a kind of a funny game. Today, it's amazing. It's a tool we are using. We are doing real stuff with this. So I am super happy with the low-code, no-code approach. And I don't know, let's start with Shafina. What are your final thoughts here in the 2 minutes that we have?
My final thoughts to everyone is no matter how much you know, continue learning because things change by the minute. And the more you know, the better you will be, and the more you will amaze yourself, and the more benefit you will drive for your organization.
Amazing, thanks. Vivek?
Yeah, so mostly Safina already told what I wanted to tell, but I would say like I started Power Platform journey with the Power BI. But seeing the opportunity that is with the immense opportunity that is with the Power App, whether it is at the low level, whether it is advanced level in a company, most of the solution that I create right now is related to Power App. And also what I want to emphasize on is your community. Every corner in the world, you have your Power Platform community. Make use of them. There are a lot of new topics that are discussed. There are people who are ready to help. There are MVPs who present there. They are ready to help. So bring your questions to them. Learn continuously. Every month they have a meeting. Like what Bruno just said, Microsoft React does amazing job. Maybe Bruno, how many events you have? Maybe 200 events per month? I don't know.
Really a lot.
Yeah. So whatever area you have learned from your community, there are a lot of help available on community that you can take advantage of. So I learned a lot from community, even though I'm trying to be expert, but at the same time, I'm a continuous learner. So I try to learn as much as possible from my community.
That's amazing. Thanks, Vivek. Also, thanks, Shafina. And hey, we are at the end of the time. Thanks a lot for the ones in the other side. I hope everybody enjoy Build. We have a couple of amazing days coming. And see you next one. Goodbye.